There were even rumors that the spirit demons had the backing of a sovereign king of the skeleton tribe. Wang Xian was not interested in this information. He wanted to know more about the land of devil bones. It would be best if this information could help him find more demon skeletons. Very well, sir. I have top-notch information that is comparable to a connate spiritual treasure. Are you sure you want to purchase it? The staff member of the spirit demon clan asked. Yes, give it to me. Wang Xian was slightly taken aback. After hesitating for a moment, he nodded his head. It had to be said that this was quite expensive. However, he had killed a large number of city lords from the 100 City Alliance, and there were even 4 with the wind and lightning attribute. He could take it out and exchange it. All right. Wang Xian handed over the innate spiritual treasure, and the other party led him to the back. If you want to view this information, you'll need to sign a contract. If you leak it, you'll be instantly killed. An old man walked over and reminded Wang Xian. All right, I know the rules. Wang Xian nodded his head and a black slate appeared in front of him. Place your hand on it, and you'll be able to view all kinds of information. This is the top-notch information of the Spirit Demon Clan. It's definitely worth the money. The old man said. Wang Xian placed his hand on it, and waves of information surged into his mind. Soon, he squinted his eyes and a large amount of information about the land of Devil Bones was imprinted in his mind. Underground Devil Cave City. Abyssal Dried Bone Pool. Land of Blood Plasma. Information appeared one after another. This information could be seen on the Universe AI. However, the information sold by the Spirit Demon Clan included the routes to 70% of the underground Devil Cave City. There were also the weaknesses of some of the skeleton parts in the Abyssal Dried Bone Pool. How to obtain the divine blood contained in the land of blood plasma. All the detailed information made Wang Xian feel that it was worth it. The information isn't bad, right? The old man said with a smile. Very comprehensive. Very good. Wang Xian nodded his head in agreement. Let me remind you that these secret places were explored by the Spirit Demon Clan. In order to obtain this information, many experts have died. This is a treasure land, but it's also a dangerous place. It's common for experts with Universe Lord combat strength to die. The old man reminded kindly. Jianyun nodded his head. Thank you for the reminder. Underground Devil Cave City, Abyssal Dried Bone Pool, Land of Blood Plasma. These 3 places were the more famous places in the land of Devil Bones. They were also the most dangerous places in the land of Devil Bones. In the underground Devil Cave City, there were a large number of demon skeletons. According to the information of the Spirit Demon Clan, there might be many third-order Universe Lord demon skeletons in the deepest part, in the Abyssal Dried Bone Pool. On the other hand, it was a messy area filled with bones, densely packed together. Some people had once found many innate spiritual treasures in it. However, there were some skeletons that had gained sentience. They were piecing their bodies together and hunting various experts. The land of blood plasma was a special place. There were no dried bones there. It was rumored that it was a place where blood gathered. In this place, it was possible to obtain some divine blood that contained majestic energy. This god's blood possessed great power. Similarly, there was a blood ferret desolate beast clan living here. These blood ferret desolate beasts were extremely terrifying. Even second-order Universe Lord combat strength experts could have their blood devoured. In short, all of them were dangerous places. However, they were also treasure lands. Wang Xian walked out of the Spirit Demon Clan's mission hall. He was deep in thought. The 3 treasure lands were also 3 dangerous places. It didn't matter where he went. Let's go to the underground Devil Cave City and hunt some demon skeletons. I need to upgrade the Tai Chi Dragon Plate as soon as possible. Wang Xian muttered to himself as he flew quickly in one direction. In the sky, there were many experts flying in the void. Through his senses, he could sense that the number of experts here was much higher than that of the 100 Cities Alliance. Basically, there were no experts below the Universe Lord level. However, the number of living beings here could not be compared to the 100 Cities Alliance. To survive in the land of Devil Bones, one needs at least the strength of a Universe Lord. Wang Xian muttered to himself as he increased his speed. Chapter 3465. The underground Devil Cave City was just like its name. It was a city located underground. Instead of calling it a city, it was more like a maze. Tunnels were dug out from the underground, and there were many devil skeletons living in these tunnels. These tunnels were densely packed and intertwined. Once one ventured deep inside, it would be extremely difficult to escape from the top. Therefore, those who dared to venture deep inside were not weaklings. Moreover, because of the intricacies inside, it was easy to get lost inside. If one wanted to return, most of them would return directly to their own god nation. Wang Xian's first target was this place. He wanted to see if he could hunt some devil skeletons. The information he bought from the spirit demon race contained the route to 70% of the underground Devil Cave City. As long as he did not exceed the route on the map, he would not get lost. Other than these, there were also certain places that were more dangerous and certain places that were safer. After flying for half a month in the land of Devil Bone, Wang Xian finally arrived at the location of the underground Devil Cave City. This was a huge crater made of dried bones. Below it, there were huge entrances. There were tens of thousands of entrances, and each entrance led to a different place. Some entrances would connect to each other as one ventured deeper. In short, this place was extremely complicated. Even experts at the level of a universe lord would get lost inside without a map. Wang Xian recalled the route on the map in his mind. He moved and flew towards the entrance. The land of Devil Bone was extremely dangerous. One would not only have to face the devil skeletons, but also other cultivators. Killing each other in the land of Devil Bone was a normal phenomenon as long as one was not in a safe city or within the territory of a race. After Wang Xian entered, he felt that it was dark inside, and he was surrounded by densely packed bones. Be it above or below, a timid person would probably be fearful if he was here. There were all kinds of skeletons. There were humans, demonic beasts, galactic beasts, and everything else. Wang Xian flew towards the depths quickly. There were many experts entering the periphery every day, and it was impossible for there to be any devil skeletons. The powerful devil skeletons were all located in the depths. This terrain is really complicated. Some places are even dead ends. Wang Xian shuttled through and delved deeper according to the memories in his mind. In just over 10 minutes, he encountered more than 10 forks. He continued deeper. Perhaps the devil skeletons could sense the heart-palpitating energy from Wang Xian, so he was not attacked along the way. Wang Xian only stopped when he reached the warning location on the map in his mind. According to the spirit demon race's information, the deeper we go, the more dangerous place will be. There are demon skeletons at the peak of the universe supremacy realm and above. We have to be careful. Even first and second order universe sovereigns might fall here. Wang Xian murmured. His eyes flickered, and a shadow that looked exactly like him appeared beside him. Dark Ghost's clone appeared on the side. The Dark Ghost doppelganger ignored physical attacks. Unless the demon skeleton's attacks contained elemental attributes, they would not be able to deal any damage. In the land of Demon Bone, Dark Ghost had a lot of advantages. The demonic skeletons and skeletons of the land of Devil Bones were all skilled in physical attacks. This was because their bodies had already become terrifyingly tough after the passage of time. On the other hand, they were much worse at using their attributes. In addition, Dark Ghost could hide within the bones and ignore the impact of the bones. Thus, Dark Ghost was very suited to this place. Wang Xian controlled Dark Ghost to fly in front, his dark eyes scanning the surroundings. Dark Ghosts weren't weak, and because they didn't have a physical body, they were a great counter to demon skeletons. Dark Ghosts continued to advance while Wang Xian watched from behind. Soon the scenery around them changed a little. In this region, large skeletons appeared. Each skeleton was hundreds of thousands of meters wide and supported a space. The huge head stared at one spot, looking a little horrifying. Whoosh! When the Dark Ghost doppelganger reached the huge skull, a black spear shot towards it. With terrifying speed, it instantly reached Dark Ghost's head. Wang! Dark Ghost raised his head and formed a defense. He easily blocked the black energy, but the spear pierced through the Dark Ghost doppelganger's body. Although the spear pierced through, it had no effect on the Dark Ghost doppelganger. First Order Universe Sovereign Level Combat Power, Demon skeleton. Seeing this, Wang Xian's face lit up with joy. Dark Ghost's body instantly flew upwards. Whoosh! Above them, a demonic skeleton instantly flew towards the withered bones in the sky. Above, there was a complicated cave. Clearly, it had prepared an escape route. But Dark Ghost was faster, and it ignored the collision. Its arms turned into dragon claws and swiped at him. Ka ka ka. The demon skeleton let out the sound of bones colliding as it tried to escape. But the dragon claws wrapped around it, and the power of darkness bound it, making it unable to break free. Swoosh! At this time, Wang Xian's figure flew over at a terrifying speed, directly grabbing the demon skeleton. The first one, not bad, not bad. His face lit up with joy. He only needed to capture a dozen more of these demon skeletons, and the Tai Chi Dragon Board would be able to break through. Continue. After witnessing the benefits of the Dark Ghost, Wang Xian continued exploring ahead. The tunnels were densely packed, and from time to time, a dozen forks appeared. According to the map in his mind, he identified a place and continued to go deeper. This is a human head grass. After traversing the depths for 2 days, Wang Xian suddenly discovered a treasure. A second-order universe sovereign-level divine grass, human head grass. The so-called human head grass was relatively rare in the land of devil bones. It was a divine grass that grew on the skulls of bones. This kind of divine grass might contain the laws of the deceased when they were alive, or some cultivation insights. Similarly, it also contained a huge amount of energy. This kind of human head grass was very popular among experts, and its value was more than 3 times that of the same level of divine grass. I didn't expect my luck to be so good, to actually encounter a human head grass. But there should be demon skeletons guarding the vicinity. Wang Xian muttered, his dragon eyes scanning the surroundings warily. He controlled Dark Ghost to fly in the direction of the human head grass, and at the same time, he looked around warily. Crackle! Crackle! When Dark Ghost was still extremely far away from the human head grass, bolts of lightning suddenly fell, completely covering Dark Ghost. Dark Ghost's avatar moved, directly diving into the bones below. The power of lightning landed on the bones, but it didn't hurt them at all. Dark Ghost's special body allowed him to be like a fish in water here. At the very least, he could ignore the terrain when fleeing. Unless the skeletons around him contained energy, or there was a formation in the surroundings. What the hell is this? How can it directly enter the bones? Be careful. A voice suddenly rang out. Chapter 3466. There's someone here? Is this a trap? Wang Xian was taken aback by the sudden voice. He stared ahead with extreme vigilance in his eyes. Using a human headgrass as bait was an extremely rare occurrence. This human headgrass was a second-order universe sovereign. It was extremely valuable. The expert who used this as bait was definitely not weak. Wang Xian hit himself at the back and stared at the position in front of him with vigilance. However, he did not sense any energy fluctuations in front of him. In other words, other than the voice, he had not discovered the other party's location. This shocked him. The other party was probably very strong. However, if you guys don't come out, I'll take the human head grass. Wang Xian narrowed his eyes. Dark Ghost's avatar could ignore the attacks of the skeletons. He controlled Dark Ghost to approach the human head grass from below. Soon, Dark Ghost's avatar was only 10,000 meters away from the human head grass. As long as he sped up, he would be able to obtain it. However, Wang Xian suddenly had an uneasy feeling. He stared ahead and hesitated for a moment. Dark Ghost's avatar waved its palm, sending waves of energy towards the human head grass. In the next moment, a skeleton beneath the human head grass started to move. A surge of energy surged out of its body and attacked Dark Ghost's avatar. I've locked onto him. This fellow is a little strange. Kill him. The skeleton roared and passed through the skeletons, arriving in front of Dark Ghost's avatar. Boom. Dark Ghost's avatar did not hesitate. It opened its mouth, and a wave of black flames attacked the skeleton. Ka ka ka. He's a second-order sovereign. Kill him and absorb him. At this moment, 3 more figures started moving in the surroundings. One was a humanoid skeleton with a bone knife in its hand. The other was in the shape of a demonic beast. It opened its huge mouth and attacked Dark Ghost. In an instant, the 3 skeletons surrounded Dark Ghost. Each skeleton's strength was at the second-order universe sovereign realm. Behind them, Wuxia was slightly taken aback when he saw this scene. He had never imagined that there would be 3 second-order universe sovereigns hidden here. Were they lying in ambush here to hunt other experts, or to hunt demon skeletons? Or it could be both. 3 second-order sovereigns were more than capable of killing a single second-order sovereign realm expert. This was also why they dared to use the human head grass as bait. If it was an ordinary expert encountering such a situation, they might really die here. But this time, you guys are out of luck. Wuxia's eyes sparkled. This hunting team was probably the best in the entire Demon Bone land. After all, an expert of this level was also a top expert in the land of Demon Bone. The 3 of them teamed up to hunt, and almost killed one that came. However, they met Wuxia. Wuxia fixed his eyes on the humanoid skeleton. He flapped his unbeginning sacred wings and attacked him at a terrifying speed. Die! The humanoid skeleton raised its bone blade and slashed at Dark Ghost. Suddenly, a sense of danger enveloped his heart. Oh no! The skeleton fire above his head pulsated violently, and the bones in his body rapidly changed. His original human form had shrunk into a skull ball. Bam bam! Wuxia's dragon claw slashed above, and the sound of metal clashing could be heard. This caused his expression to change slightly. There's another expert. Be careful. The humanoid skeleton hurriedly shouted. Surround one and kill him. The 2 skeletons that were besieging Dark Ghost's doppelganger bellowed, courting death. Seeing that they had not given up, Wuxia's eyes flashed coldly. He waved his palm, and the 5 elements grindstone flew out, continuing its attack on the skeletons that had shrunk into a ball. Walala! At the same time, chains spread out in all directions and completely surrounded the human walking skeleton. Boom! The 5 elements grindstone began to revolve, and with a wave of destructive energy, it continued its attack on the skeletons that had shrunk into a ball. Oh no, the opponent is very strong. Come and help me. At this moment, the humanoid skeleton sensed danger and bellowed. Too late. Wuxia flapped his unbeginning sacred wings, and instantly appeared behind the humanoid skeleton. His arm turned into a dragon claw, and the dragon claw emitted the power of light as it clawed at the skeleton. Light, this is bad. The humanoid skeleton's expression changed drastically. His defense was very strong, but light and darkness were the nemeses. If he only focused on defense when attacked by light, the damage would be twice as high as other elemental attacks. BZTBEB. The light dragon claw landed on it, and a unique sound rang out. Boom. At this moment, the terrifying collision sounds of the 5 elements grindstone continued. Caw-caw. Cracks appeared on the humanoid skeleton's body. Its skeleton fire danced violently, and it was filled with fear. Save me! It hurriedly shouted. What? Damn it! How can the opponent be so strong? The other 2 second-order universe sovereign skeletons were shocked, and they quickly attacked Wuxia. Ghostly Claw. Die. In front of them, Dark Ghost's doppelganger waved its hand, and hideous claws attacked them. Light Chain. Wuxia ignored the attacks of the 2 skeletons, and the chains completely bound the humanoid skeleton. Wang. The 5 elements grindstone revolved, and an earth shield appeared in front of Wuxia. Boom boom. The earth shield easily blocked the attacks of the 2 skeletons. The opponent is strong. Run. His strength is too strange. He's much stronger than ordinary second-order universe sovereigns. Run run. The other 2 skeletons saw the humanoid skeleton being caught, and their expressions changed drastically as they fled in anger. Bam. They plunged into the skeleton, and the energy dissipated rapidly. Huh. Wuxia grabbed the humanoid skeleton's body, and his expression changed as he looked at the direction where the 2 skeletons had disappeared. His dragon eyes stared in that direction, but he couldn't lock onto the opponent. What a powerful concealment and escape technique. He was shocked, and then he looked at the skeleton in his hand with joy. This was a skeleton that had gained sentience, and it had the combat strength of a second-order universe sovereign. Its body was extremely tough, and it could even withstand a full-force attack from Wuxia. If not for the 5 elements grindstone, Wuxia would never be able to suppress it alone. But this is a pleasant surprise. With just this skeleton, the Tai Chi Dragon Plate can achieve a breakthrough. Wuxia's eyes lit up. Chapter 3467. Other than a second-order universe sovereign fighting skeleton, there was another huge reward. That was the human head grass. The human head grass was a treasure. No, don't kill me, don't kill me. The skeleton in Wuxia's hands begged for mercy. I'm willing to give you all my treasures. Don't kill me. 3 second-order universe sovereigns are hunting here. You guys should have gained a lot, right? Wuxia looked at him and chuckled. Sir, please let me go. As long as you let me go, I'll give you all the treasures in my god kingdom. These are definitely more valuable than the bounty from the spirit demon race. Please let me go. The skeleton continued. Ha! Bounty from the spirit demon race? Wuxia raised his brows slightly and stared at him with flickering eyes. He did not expect the spirit demon race to put a bounty on this guy. It seemed like they had killed quite a number of experts. The fact that they could live so comfortably under the spirit demon race's bounty had a lot to do with their strength. This skeleton and the other 2 were indeed invincible when they joined forces. It was a pity that they had met Wuxia this time. I'll take your life, and I'll take your other belongings as well. Wuxia stared at him and waved his palm, landing a heavy blow on his head. The 8 wisps of skeleton fire on his head instantly dimmed, and a few of them showed signs of extinguishing. This defense is really tough. Wuxia muttered and landed another palm on it. Soul assimilation. Then with a thought, the dancing flames in his eyes stopped. Summon your god kingdom, he ordered. Yes. The severely injured skeleton answered mechanically. Soon, a god kingdom appeared behind him. However, this skeleton's god kingdom was a little strange and special. This skeleton's god kingdom was in the shape of a coffin, and was only 10,000 meters in size. This was considered a very small existence in a god kingdom. Wuxia walked over and immediately opened the coffin god kingdom. Everything inside was reflected in his eyes. The entire coffin god kingdom was bare, and there were pitifully few things inside. Some divine herbs and elixir pills were at the universe sovereign level. However, there were no demonic skeletons inside. After thinking about it, it made sense. Skeletons could absorb each other to evolve. After they killed each other, they could also absorb each other's energy. However, there were a total of 6 connate numinous treasures, all of which were of the darkness attribute. This could greatly improve the Tai Chi Dragon board. Apart from that, a special treasure caught his attention. It was a reddish-pink skeleton that contained an enormous amount of energy. It was a palm, a pink human palm. Within the pink palm, there were 2 types of energy. One was of the darkness attribute, and the other was of the fire attribute. Wuxia was a little taken aback by the fact that it was a skeletal palm with 2 attributes. The power of this pink palm is extremely strong, even stronger than a connate spiritual treasure. Was it left behind by a fallen expert? If that's the case, then just how strong was this expert? Wuxia looked at the pink palm and mumbled to himself. If this palm hadn't matured in its later stages, then the owner of this palm must have been too terrifying when he was alive. He was definitely not an ordinary universe ruler realm expert. His true cultivation might have reached the 2nd or 3rd order universe sovereign realm, or even higher. It's a pity that I can't use it to improve the Tai Chi Dragon board and the 5 elements grind. Wuxia felt a little regretful. The Tai Chi Dragon board and the 5 elements grind couldn't absorb the 2 attributes of the palm. I'll keep it. I might be able to use it in the future. He kept it well, looked at the skeleton in front of him, and destroyed it with a palm strike. The Tai Chi Dragon board appeared around him, allowing him to absorb it. Wuxia looked around. He decided to continue hunting for more demon skeletons after the Tai Chi Dragon board was upgraded. He moved and came to the back. He burrowed into the skeleton and began to help the Tai Chi Dragon board refine the skeleton. Time passed day by day. Just as the Tai Chi Dragon board was upgrading, 5 figures flew over from the land of demon bones. What a detestable aura. Kill that guy as soon as possible and leave. I don't want to stay here for another day. In the sky above the underground Devil Cave City, a figure with a huge eye and 4 dragon horns on his head flew over at high speed. The one who spoke was a middle-aged man. He had an irritated look on his face. He had dragon horns on his head, and his body contained the pure might of the divine dragon. His body was like the sun. This was the sacred dragon, the light divine dragon of the sacred dragon bloodline. 4 purebred light divine dragons. With 4 lord divine dragons, it'll be a piece of cake to destroy him. Red Eye said plainly. Find him as soon as possible. After destroying him, we still have to hunt the ancestral dragon bloodline. One of the light divine dragons urged. Don't worry. I have one of the Alliance leader's eyes. I can find him easily. Red Eye replied. The eye in his hand glowed. He's right in front. Swish, swish, swish. The 5 figures flew over quickly and arrived in the sky above the underground Devil Cave City. He's inside. This is the underground Devil Cave City of the Land of Demon Bones. It's extremely complicated inside. Red Eye looked over with a hint of helplessness in his voice. Can't your Alliance leader's eyes accurately lock onto his position? One of the light divine dragons asked with a frown. We can lock onto his position, but we can't lock onto his route. Lord Divine Dragons, you can check this place on the AI. It's troublesome. I suggest we lie in ambush here and wait for him to come out. Red Eye suggested. Lie in ambush here? If he doesn't come out for a few decades, do we have to lie in wait here? If he returns to his own holy kingdom, won't we be waiting in vain? The light divine dragon said. If he returns to his own holy kingdom, our Lord's eyes will be able to lock onto the position of his holy kingdom. Red Eye said. Let's wait here. Even if it takes a few decades, it's just a little time. The light divine dragon who looked the oldest said. He looked around and said, lie in ambush and conceal yourself. All right. The other 3 light divine dragons nodded. This was an order from their sacred dragon king. They had to carry it out. The 5 figures moved and hid in the surroundings, quietly waiting for Wang Xian to appear. Wang Xian didn't know there were experts lying in ambush outside. He also didn't expect the experts of the 100 Cities Alliance to find their way here. A month later, the Tai Chi Dragon Board rotated with light and darkness, unleashing a powerful force. The Tai Chi Dragon Board had broken through. Chapter 3468. The roars of the divine dragons could be heard. 1 light and 1 darkness. The 2 divine dragons intertwined like an ink painting. He circled around Wang Xian's body. The thick and heavy energy seemed to have isolated him in a special world. It could not be eroded by the outside world. Looking at the 2 divine dragons, Wang Xian revealed a faint smile. The Tai Chi Dragon Board had finally caught up with his current strength. The powerful Tai Chi Dragon Board was something that even a second-order universe sovereign would find difficult to break. Without a powerful weapon, Wang Xian could stand there and the enemy could not hurt him. With my current strength and defense, as long as I'm not unlucky enough to meet a third-order universe sovereign in the Devil Cave City, I won't be in any danger. Wang Xian revealed a smile on his face. With a swift move, he emerged from the skeleton and landed on the ground with his comrades. Beside him, Dark Ghost's doppelganger appeared. With a thought, the Tai Chi Dragon Board appeared around him. Continue. With a thought, Wang Xian sent his doppelgangers to scout the way ahead while he remained in the same position as before. The doppelganger retracted its aura and moved forward bit by bit. 10 days later, Wang Xian sensed a trace of energy fluctuation in front of him. Nether Ghost's figure flickered, and he immediately flew down. Ka ka ka. Soon, a demon skeleton was caught by Dark Ghost's doppelganger. This was a Pinnacle Universe Venerable Realm demon skeleton that was hidden below and was discovered. Wang Xian waved his arm and kept it. After killing the humanoid skeleton, this level of demonic skeletons could no longer surprise him. At least if he wanted to upgrade the Tai Chi Dragon Board again. A demon skeleton of this level would not be very useful. But mosquitoes were still meat. Besides, this was not a mosquito. Wang Xian continued to move forward and deeper. Days passed. Inside the Devil Cave City, Wang Xian was indeed an invincible existence. Along the way, the demon skeletons that were discovered were easily suppressed by him. For an entire year, Wang Xian killed 5 First-Order Universe Sovereign Realm Devil Skeletons, and 1 Second-Order Universe Sovereign Realm Devil Skeleton. There were more than a dozen Peak Universe Venerables. I've reached the end of the map. A year later, Wang Xian came to the end of the map of the Spirit Demon race. According to the tip at the end of the Spirit Demon race's information, the chances of encountering a Third-Order Universe Sovereign Realm Devil Skeleton would increase if one ventured deeper. Of course, it was just an increase in probability. In the entire underground Devil Cave City, there were very few Third-Order Sovereign Realm Devil Skeletons. There's no need to take the risk. In any case, the Tai Chi Dragon Plate has already been upgraded. Wang Xian pondered for a moment and decided not to delve any deeper. After all, there was a trace of danger. He had come here mainly to kill demonic skeletons to improve his Taiji Dragon Plate. Now that he had improved it, there was no need for him to take the risk. He could go to the other passageways to continue looking around. Wang Xian returned and entered another passageway. 2 months passed. Perhaps it was due to bad luck, but they didn't encounter a single universe ruler-ranked devil skeleton. This was to be expected. The first route he took was the one recorded by the Spirit Demon race that had more demon skeletons. The Spirit Demon race's information was indeed true. The other passageways had much fewer locations than this one. Let's go to the Abyss Dried Bone Pool. Wang Xian made his decision. The Spirit Demon race also had a very detailed record of the Dried Bones Abyssal Pool. He could go there and take a look. The Dried Bones Abyssal Pool was different from the underground Devil Cave City. The Dried Bones Abyssal Pool was filled with dried bone parts. For example, an arm bone, a palm bone, a skull bone. However, these parts should not be underestimated. Some bone parts had gained sentience and were no weaker than devil skeletons. There were even some bones that joined their own bodies. For example, if a skull developed a trace of intelligence, it would look for parts below the head to join its body. Often, a skull with sentience would suppress other bones with sentience and join them together to form its own body. This would allow it to explode with even more terrifying and bizarre abilities. To a certain extent, the Dried Bones Abyssal Pool was more dangerous than the underground Devil Cave City. However, Wang Xian was prepared to steadily improve and go to a safer place according to the Spirit Demon race's information. He would be very satisfied if he could harvest 1 or 2 Second-Order Universe ruler-rank bones. Moving his body, Wang Xian quickly flew out according to the route on the map in his mind. Because he was going back, his speed was faster. Some devil skeletons and experts who entered this place immediately dodged after sensing Wang Xian's aura. Whoosh! Coming out of the underground Devil Cave City, Wang Xian felt the world brightening up and smiled. He looked in a direction and immediately flew over. Whoosh! Just as he was about to fly up, a spear suddenly pierced towards him. The sudden light spear made Wang Xian's body tense up and his pupils dilated. He did not notice the strangeness around him. Moreover, this spear was exceptionally horrifying. Bam! Before Wang Xian could react, the spear was already in front of him. The Tai Chi Dragon Plate rotated automatically and surrounded him. The light spear landed on it and made a violent collision. Ka-ka! The energy condensed by the Tai Chi Dragon Plate cracked slowly. Fortunately, the Tai Chi Dragon Plate blocked it. Moreover, a wave of energy was reflected. Wang! A strange energy fell down from the sky. The energy instantly landed on the body of the old man with the dragon horn on his head. A large amount of blood sprayed from his mouth, and his body was sent flying backward. What kind of strange ability is this? The old man's eyes widened and were filled with shock and disbelief. What? Attack first. Red Eye World Seal. A scream was heard. The red eye's expression changed. He raised the huge eye in his hand and overlapped it with the eye on his head. Wang wang wang. In the next moment, the whole world changed. A blood-red eye hung in the sky. The whole world was blood-red. This was the world of the red eye. It could seal the surrounding space and prevent people from returning to their own holy kingdom instantly. Ambush. When Wang Xian saw the drastic changes in the surrounding space, he fixed his gaze on his surroundings. 3 old men with dragon horns on their heads. their bodies brimming with the power of light, flashed around them as they attacked Xiaochen. Light Divine Dragon. Wang Xian's expression changed, and his eyes were filled with murderous intent. Sacred Dragon Bloodline. You are experts from the Sacred Dragon Bloodline. My dragon palace did not provoke you. Why are you attacking me? A dying black dragon doesn't need to know so much. The pale-faced old man in the middle roared coldly. His figure transformed into a radiant divine dragon that charged towards Wang Xian. Chapter 3469. Hehe, it seems like the 100 Cities Alliance has become the lackey of the Sacred Dragon Bloodline. Wang Xian's eyes gleamed coldly when he heard them. Now he was absolutely sure. You must die for destroying the cities of the 100 Cities Alliance. You're just the beginning. Your dragon palace will be annihilated soon. The red eyes stared at Wang Xian as the eyes on his head glowed red. In this space, densely packed blood-red eyes stared at Wang Xian. These eyes made Wang Xian extremely uncomfortable. He could feel a strange energy invading his body. This was a very special kind of attack, a very special kind of invasion. The Tai Chi dragon plate had already cracked, and would need some time to recover. The attack from the Radiant Spear was extremely terrifying. If it was an ordinary second-order universe sovereign, he would have been slain by now. This was definitely not an ordinary innate spiritual treasure. However, even though the Tai Chi dragon plate had cracked, the attacker wasn't feeling good either. Wang Xian's Tai Chi dragon plate had absorbed the energy from the Pond of Curses, and possessed the ability to rebound. The attack that he had just suffered had also rebounded onto the attacker, severely injuring him instantly. Be careful, this guy is a little strange. Finish him off quickly. At this moment, the severely injured old man from the Sacred Dragon Bloodline reminded with an ugly expression. Sacred Dragon Lock destroy. The 3 radiant divine dragons roared as energy locks appeared above his head, and attacked Wang Xian. Wang Xian stared at them with glistening eyes. A lackey who betrayed the Divine Dragon clan. You guys are not worthy of being called divine dragons. Kill me? I'll annihilate all of you today. His eyes were filled with murderous intent. He wasn't the least bit intimidated by 4 experts of the same level. The unbeginning sacred wings appeared behind him and flapped. Wang Xian circulated the energy within his body and transformed into the Darkness Dragon. The 5 elements grindstone gradually appeared above his head. Roar roar. He roared and immediately transformed into the Darkness Dragon. With a swipe of his dragon claws, it landed on the 5 elements grindstone. The 5 elements grindstone expanded rapidly and headed towards the 3 radiant divine dragons. At the same time, Wang Xian swung his dragon claws. Energy condensed into claws and attacked the blood-red eyes in the void. Bam bam bam. In an instant, sounds of collision reverberated as the eyes were destroyed. Boom boom boom. The lock formed from light collided with the 5 elements grindstone in front of him. The 5 elements grindstone floated in the air. The 5 elements revolved and turned into a destructive force. That terrifying light lock was slowly crushed and disappeared. What? What kind of connate numinous treasure is this? Why is it so powerful? The expressions of the 3 light divine dragons changed drastically, filled with astonishment. Crash! At this moment, Wang Xian flapped his unbeginning sacred wings and disappeared instantly. The next moment he appeared in front of the injured light divine dragon. Not good, stop him. The light divine dragon's expression changed drastically as he roared in shock and anger. What a terrifying speed. Even after being invaded by the red eye, it's still not affected much. Hong Yan's expression changed slightly. He raised the eye in his hand and the red eye in the sky above this world descended into a beam of light and attacked Wang Xian. Buzz. At this moment, the dark ghost doppelganger flew out from Wang Xian's body. The nether ghost clone roared and charged toward the beam of red light. Wang Xian continued his attack on the injured light divine dragon. Damn it, what the hell is this? When the injured light divine dragon saw a shadow charging toward the attack of the red eye, his expression changed drastically. Disregarding his injuries, he dodged to the side immediately. Crash. But how could his speed compare to Wang Xian's? Wang Xian arrived in front of him in an instant. The light divine dragon lifted his head in horror and released beams of light force in an attempt to block Wang Xian's attack. Die. Wang Xian's dragon claws grabbed at him, ignoring the attack of the light force and grabbing his body directly. Save me. A pained voice came from his mouth. Behind him, the expressions of the other 3 light divine dragons changed drastically. This is the Dark Ghost Doppelganger. He still has the Dark Ghost Doppelganger. With red eyes, he roared in disbelief. Dark Ghost Doppelganger. This was the trump card of the Nether clan, and the terrifying ability of the Nether clan. Even if others obtained the Dark Ghost Doppelganger, it would be difficult for them to nurture it into their doppelganger. Without the unique physique and method of the Dark Ghost clan, it was impossible to turn the Dark Ghost into one's doppelganger. However, this expert from the Dragon Palace had it. Hong Yan was shocked and in disbelief. Divine Light, block it. One of the light divine dragons looked over with an ugly expression. Subduing Dragon Mountain. He let out a wild roar, and a mountain containing powerful light energy and terrifying energy appeared above his head. Within the mountain peak, there were carvings of the wings of the radiant angels. In the middle, there was a sword of the great angel. Subduing Dragon Mountain was created by the Angel clan for the sacred dragon lineage. It had a great suppression effect on the divine dragons. The Subduing Dragon Mountain appeared and pressed down on the 5 elements grindstone. Within the 5 elements grindstone, the 5 divine dragons let out furious roars and attacked Subduing Dragon Mountain with all kinds of weapons. However, under the suppression of Subduing Dragon Mountain, the weapons were destroyed one by one. You guys reinforce me. I'll go and save Divine Light. That light divine dragon let out a frenzied roar and charged towards Wang Xian. The other 2 light divine dragons injected waves of light force into Subduing Dragon Mountain to resist the 5 elements grindstone. Trying to save him? Dream on. I'll see who's going to kill who today. Wang Xian roared. The unbeginning sacred wings on his back flapped violently. Waves of wind and thunder force attacked the light divine dragon below. His defense was crumbling rapidly. Light divine tail. Behind him, the light divine dragon that came to support swayed its gigantic tail and swept it towards Wang Xian. Swoosh. Wang Xian grabbed the light divine dragon below him and flapped his unbeginning sacred wings. He quickly landed on the ground to avoid the attack of the dragon's tail. The dragon claw slammed him heavily onto the ground. Intense screams came from the mouth of the light divine dragon below. What a strong recovery ability. Wang Xian looked at him. Even such a powerful attack couldn't kill him. This was a divine dragon, the light divine dragon. However, no matter how strong his recovery ability is, he still has to die. From Wang Xian's dragon claw, waves of dark force surged into his body and depleted his life force. Save me, save me. A cry for help came from his mouth, and his face was filled with fear. Chapter 3470. You're courting death. Let him go. The Radiance divine dragon in the sky was enraged when he saw Wang Xian attacking his comrade continuously. He roared and attacked Wang Xian again. "'Tis courting death? You guys are the ones who are courting death." Wang Xian's eyes were filled with murderous intent. He flapped his wings, grabbed the Radiance divine dragon, and flew to the side. This Radiance divine dragon was already severely injured. The continuous attacks rendered him immobile. Wang Xian was not affected at all as he carried him. Moreover, as Wang Xian flew, waves of horrifying dark energy continued to ravage his body. "Stop it!" The Radiance divine dragon was shocked as he chased after Wang Xian. However, his speed was no match for Wang Xian. He could not catch up at all. "Take revenge for me." Soon, the Radiance divine dragon let out an indignant roar filled with murderous intent. "Divine Light!" The other 3 Radiance divine dragons looked at him and roared with bloodshot eyes. Bam! Wang Xian grabbed his body and landed heavily on the ground. He waved his arm and kept the corpse of the Radiance divine dragon. "You're next." He stared coldly at the Radiance divine dragon that had been attacking him. Swoosh! The unbeginning saint wings flapped and Wang Xian came to the other side at a terrifying speed. "Oh no, he's too fast and he has too many powerful treasures. We can't kill him." The Radiance Divine Dragon was shocked as he roared loudly. He released a Radiance Dragon scale that floated around him. Bam! Wang Xian's attack landed on the scale and was blocked. Boom! In the next moment, Wang Xian bombarded the Radiance Divine Dragon in front of him with his speed. The Radiance Divine Dragon had no way to retaliate against Wang Xian's speed. Unless he attacked from all directions, he could not touch Wang Xian at all. He was completely suppressed. However, Wang Xian could rely on his speed to fight 1 against 3, and even kill those of the same level. But he had to catch them off guard first. For example, this Radiance Divine Dragon was fully prepared and defended with all his might. Wang Xian could not kill him in a short time. Especially the Radiance Divine Dragon that was known for its healing abilities. Let's go back. Retreat. Just you wait, our sacred dragon bloodline will soon take your head. The 3 divine light dragons and Red Eye stared at Wang Xian and bellowed. They immediately began to converge. Dragon subduing mountain shake. The 3 light divine dragons gradually converged, and a terrifying wave of light swept out in all directions. Red Eye world explode. Seeing that they were about to leave, Hong Yan roared with an ugly expression. Boom! A loud sound rang out, and the whole world seemed to be collapsing. Wang Xian sensed the surges of energy and retreated continuously. The Tai Chi Dragon Coil had yet to recover, so it was not easy for him to block these waves of energy. The 3 light divine dragons and the red-eyed figure began to turn illusory and disappeared. Wang Xian stood at the back and watched them leave. He couldn't stop it either. These Radiance Divine Dragons and Red Eye were stronger than ordinary Second-Order Universe Sovereigns. At the very least, it was much stronger than the Second-Order Universe Sovereign Realm skeletons he had encountered. In particular, the first strike of their spears had caused cracks to appear on the Tai Chi Dragon Plate. If not for the Tai Chi Dragon Plate, he would definitely be heavily injured. I wonder when Lingling will wake up. If she wakes up, I should be able to keep one of them alive. Wang Xian muttered. Lingling was still in a deep slumber due to overexertion and Wang Xian's breakthrough, waiting for an upgrade. I have to be more careful from now on. The ambush this time had surprised Wang Xian. He had already changed his energy, but the other party could still find his location and confirm that he was here. This kind of method was astonishing. This time, the other party had underestimated his strength. The next time, they would definitely send someone stronger, especially when the Sacred Dragon bloodline was involved. The next ambush would probably be a Third-Order Universe, Sovereign Radiance Divine Dragon. Within the Sacred Dragon bloodline, there were at least a dozen experts of this level. The Tai Chi Dragon Plate will recover in a few months. I'll head to the Abyss Skull Pool first. Wang Xian thought to himself. With a jerk of his body, he flew towards a direction. What was that battle just now? Divine Dragon? Why is there radiance energy? Was it an ambush by the Sacred Dragon bloodline against the Ancestral Dragon bloodline? It seems like they didn't succeed. Some experts from the land of Devilbone murmured in shock as they saw Wang Xian leaving. That stand just now had shocked many experts in the surroundings. While Wang Xian was on his way, he was at the Endless Radiance Mountain. Dragon roars and growls could be heard occasionally. At a faraway location, above the sacred mountain, there were several sacred palaces floating in the air. This was the border of the Angel Clan. Located within a Radiance Mountain, 3 divine dragons flew rapidly towards the huge sacred mountain, with a divine dragon stone statue. Divine light has fallen. As the 3 Radiance divine dragons approached the sacred mountain, an authoritative voice sounded. Yes, Sacred Dragon King. That Dragon Palace expert is extremely powerful. Not only does he have powerful treasures, but he also has the doppelganger of Dark Ghost. Even if we join forces with Red Eyes from the 100 Cities Alliance, we won't be a match for him. The 3 Radiance divine dragons replied with bitter expressions. I understand, son. Father. Take the Dragon Eyes with you and go kill it. Yes, father. A voice sounded from within the sacred mountain. Soon, a huge Radiance divine dragon with a length of about 10,000 meters flew out and came before the 3 divine dragons outside. Greetings, Sacred Dragon Son. The 3 divine dragons bowed respectfully immediately. Contact the people from the 100 Cities Alliance. Bring me there to kill him and avenge divine light. Sacred Dragon Son said coldly. Yes, Sacred Dragon Son. With the treasure of our sacred dragon bloodline, the Dragon Eyes, we can definitely kill him easily. The 3 divine dragons answered immediately. We're here, the Abyss Skull Pool. At the same time, in the land of Devil Bone, Wang Xian came to the front of the Abyss Skull Pool with a smile. The Abyss Skull Pool was a huge depression. The huge pit was filled with all kinds of bones. This place wasn't like the underground Devil Cave City, where there were tunnels. If one wanted to obtain some skeletons with energy, he would have to dive into it. Using the bones as water, he could travel through it. As they were all bone parts, it was easier to travel through it. However, the danger here was much higher than the underground Devil Cave City. If I dive in, the 100 Cities Alliance and the Sacred Dragon Bloodline can only use the same method to ambush me. It's almost impossible to pinpoint my location. Wang Xian's eyes flickered as he flew down. Chapter 3471. Walala. If entering the ocean was obstructed by seawater, then entering the Abyss Skeleton Pool would be obstructed by skeletons. The skeletons could be compared to the seawater. But unlike the seawater, the skeletons were more obstructive and affected one's vision more. Some skeletons could even completely block one's vision. Here, it was useless to rely on sight. One had to rely on one's senses. Spreading one's energy all around, one could sense the surroundings. Similarly, once one used energy to sense the surroundings, it would be like a bright lamp in the dark, easily discovered by other experts or living creatures. This place was more suitable for the experts of the skeleton race, because their bodies were also the best cover. Other living creatures were not as suitable as skeletons. But fortunately, skeletons and demon skeletons were the same as any other expert. They could only use energy to sense the surroundings. They were also a bright lamp in the dark. When 2 energies collided, one could determine the other's position and consider whether to attack. However, there were also skeletons and demon skeletons that concealed themselves and lay there quietly, waiting for people to arrive before hunting. Therefore, this was why the Abyss Skeleton Pool was more dangerous than the Devil Cave City. When Wang Xian entered, he did not sense the surroundings himself. Instead, he summoned the Dark Ghost Clone. The Dark Ghost Clone had no physical body, so its senses were more convenient and stronger. The Dark Ghost Clone flew in front while he followed behind. It was still like the Devil Cave City. Whoosh! Due to the existence of the skeletons, Wang Xian's speed was less than 100,000th of his usual speed. In other words, his current speed was equivalent to a 5th or 6th level universe supremacy. After all, there were skeletons as a barrier. On the other hand, the Dark Ghost Clone's speed was not affected. When Wang Xian dove down for 5 to 6 hours, the Dark Ghost Clone immediately sensed something. Whoosh! Wang Xian maneuvered the Dark Ghost Doppelganger and flew off in a certain direction. Walala! When Dark Ghost Clone approached, one of the skulls burst into flames and fled into the distance. However, his speed was greatly affected in this place, and the Dark Ghost Clone easily caught up to him and grabbed him. Wang Xian flew over, grabbed the skull, and scrutinized it. A head has developed intelligence, and possesses the combat power of a level 7 universe venerable. TSK, this demon bone land is really mysterious. Wang Xian sized up the skull. A skull in this form could completely erase his spiritual intelligence and forge it into a powerful weapon. However, he was not interested in this level. He was directly absorbed by the Tai Chi Dragon Plate. Continue. He discovered that Dark Ghost was like a fish in water. As long as he could sense him, he would not be able to escape. Wang Xian continued to fly deeper. According to the information obtained from the spirit demon race, this abyss was tens of millions of kilometers deep. When they reached the bottom, they could explore the surroundings. Because of the decrease in speed, this distance of tens of millions of kilometers couldn't be compared to the outside world. 3 days later, the Dark Ghost Doppelganger sensed something again and charged over. This time he obtained a bone, which was the bone of a dead living being. Now he had the combat power of a pinnacle universe paragon. After all, Wang Xian was already very strong. As he explored bit by bit, he gradually gained more and more. A special demon skeleton made up of a head and a bone had the combat power of a level 1 universe sovereign. A demon skeleton with 4 bones haphazardly pieced together had the combat power of a pinnacle universe venerable. There were all kinds of strange demon skeletons. Along the way, Wang Xian even met a few experts. They sensed for a while but did not attack. Instead, they split up. If they did not provoke Wang Xian would not kill them for no reason. Time passed day by day. Half a year passed in the blink of an eye. In this half a year, Wang Xian was very satisfied with his gains. He obtained 4 demon skeletons with the combat power of a level 1 universe sovereign. This was definitely a huge gain. I wonder if the 100 Cities Alliance and the Sacred Dragon Bloodline will send experts to assassinate me. Wang Xian muttered to himself. Then he smiled and continued to search ahead. In the Spirit Demon Race's information, there was less information about the Abyss Skull Pool. After all, there was no sense of direction here. He only had a rough idea of where the powerful demon skeletons might be. The Tai Chi Dragon Plate had recovered. It floated around Dark Ghost, greatly enhancing his doppelganger's strength. He continued to fly forward. However, after half a month, Dark Ghost's doppelganger continued to move forward, sensing the surroundings. All of a sudden, a terrifying attack shot towards him. The attack came from a position 10 meters away from him. The sudden attack caused Wang Xian's expression to change. A blood-red light pierced through the head of Dark Ghost's doppelganger. The Tai Chi Dragon Plate revolved automatically. Bam! However, Wang Xian was shocked to see the Tai Chi Dragon Plate crumbling under the attack of the blood-red light. This caused his expression to change. Any attack that could break through the defense of the Tai Chi Dragon Plate could threaten Wang Xian's life. It was the same as the attack from the Radiance Divine Dragon. Although cracks appeared on the Tai Chi Dragon Plate, a wave of backlash surged towards it. Wang Xian could clearly feel the blood-red light tremble. A finger? A pink finger? When he saw the demon skeleton within the blood-red light, his eyes narrowed. The pink finger bone reminded Wang Xian of the pink skeleton palm he had obtained from the skeleton with the combat strength of a second-order universe sovereign. It had the attributes of darkness and fire. However, it was different from this finger bone. This finger bone had developed sentience and belonged to the demon skeleton. It hasn't reached the level of a level 3 universe sovereign. I can handle it. Wang Xian's eyes narrowed. The unbeginning saint wings on his back flapped violently. Ka. The surrounding skeletons surged in all directions. He attacked the pink finger bone at a terrifying speed. With a wave of his hand, the 5 elements grindstone broke through the skeletons and attacked the pink finger bone. When the pink finger bone saw that its attack had failed to kill Dark Ghost's doppelganger, it sensed Wang Xian's attack and emitted an intense glow. It did not escape. Instead, it continued to pierce through Dark Ghost's doppelganger. Dark Ghost's doppelganger hurriedly gathered energy to defend. Arg! However, Wang Xian could feel the intense pain coming from Dark Ghost's doppelganger. The pink finger bone's attack contained an elemental attack. Its attack power could rival 2 or 3 experts of the same level. Dark Ghost's doppelganger was no match for it. Chapter 3472 Wang Xian sensed that the Dark Ghost doppelganger had suffered a heavy blow. With a thought, the Dark Ghost doppelganger returned to his body. Within the Dragon Palace, the progenitor tree soul returning wood branch was emitting a grayish glow as it healed the injuries of the Dark Ghost doppelganger. At this moment he had already rushed to the front of the pink finger bone. The 5 elements grindstone was the first to hit it. Wang Xian's body shook, and the chains locked up the surroundings instantly. Bam! The pink finger bone seemed to have sensed the pressure from the 5 elements grindstone, and retreated immediately. It directly collided with the surrounding chains. The 5 divine dragons on the 5 elements grindstone roared. The grindstone spun and the azure dragon popped its head out. Spikes of thorns attacked the pink finger bone. Bam bam bam. The attack of the pink finger bone was terrifying. When it hit Wang Xian's chains, the chains gave off cracking sounds. Wang Xian narrowed his eyes as he flew over quickly. Just as the pink finger bone broke through the defenses of the chains, the branches wrapped around it and bound it. Boom. But at this moment, the tiny finger bone erupted with intense flames. The terrifying flames turned the branches black. Roar, roar. The fire divine dragon on the 5 elements grindstone roared and spat out flames towards the branches to block the flames from the finger bone. Wang Xian dashed over at this moment. His palm turned into light, and the light condensed into a single point as he attacked the pink finger bone. Bam! Arc! A terrifying penetrating and clashing sound rang out. A shrill cry of pain came from within the finger bone. Wang Xian focused his eyes and condensed a radiant dragon horn on his head. The dragon horn locked onto the pink finger bone and attacked it again. Wang. However, the finger bone trembled violently as pitch-black claws appeared around it. Every claw seemed to have come from hell as they attacked Wang Xian and the 5 elements grindstone. Wang Xian's expression changed slightly. He waved his arm and the 5 elements grindstone flew into his hand. Waves of 5 elements power surged into the 5 elements grindstone, and terrifying energy was injected into it. The 5 divine dragons on the 5 elements grindstone roared. Metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. 5 elemental swords slashed towards the pink finger bone. One by one, the surrounding hell's claws collapsed. Although 2 of the 5 elemental swords had dissipated, there were still 3 that had landed on the claws of hell. Bam, bam, bam. The painful screams continued to ring out, and the sound was filled with brutality. Void world-breaking finger. At this moment, 5 words were suddenly heard from the pink finger bone, following which, Wang Xian sensed a horrifying change in his surroundings. His surroundings seemed to have changed into the void of the universe. There was nothing in this endless void, only a finger pointing at his head. This powerful and bizarre attack sent chills down Wang Xian's spine. How can this pink finger bone be so terrifying? His expression was grave as he hurriedly picked up the 5 elements grindstone. The massive power of the 5 elements surged into it, and the 5 elements revolved, transforming into the earth element. The earth dragon slowly entrenched itself and completely surrounded Wang Xian. Bam! A tremendous force came and Wang Xian could feel his body flying backward rapidly. Everything returned to normal once again. His body flew backward and crashed into countless dried bones. The energy of the pink finger bone dimmed a little, and it was about to escape. Crackle! The unbeginning saint wings on Wang Xian's body flapped violently, and a gust of wind and lightning landed on it. He steadied himself and immediately chased after them. This finger bone was definitely a treasure. Even if he couldn't use it, it could at least be absorbed by the dragon transformation pool. And the Dragon Palace would have one more second-order universe sovereign expert. The enemy seeking through void was already attached to the pink finger bone, and Wang Xian pushed his speed to the maximum. Bam, bam, bam. The pink finger bone itself was the size of an ordinary human finger, and its speed was abnormally fast in here. Wang Xian quickly shrunk his body size and followed behind. Shrinking one's body size required energy to maintain. Moreover, it didn't mean that one's strength wouldn't change. Otherwise, wouldn't it be better for an expert to turn into a needle than a huge creature? After all, the smaller one was, the stronger the penetration. This wasn't the case. This involved the circulation of energy within one's body. There was still a gap between Wang Xian in his human form and divine dragon form. Although the gap wasn't huge, divine dragon form was still stronger. Wang Xian followed behind, and in just 10 minutes, he couldn't see the pink finger bone at all. However, Wang Xian relied on the enemy seeking through wind and lightning to sense and give chase quickly. Bam, bam, bam. Wherever he passed, terrifying sounds reverberated in the surroundings. Some experts in the land of Devil Bone sensed Wang Xian's unconcealed energy and quickly hid far away. Wang Xian didn't have any qualms. After all, if he encountered an expert with third-order universe sovereign strength, he could only blame it on his bad luck. Time trickled by as he continued his pursuit. After more than 2 months of pursuit, Wang Xian could sense that he had arrived at an extremely far place. There wasn't even any information about the spirit demon race in this place. This made him cautious. The recovered dark ghost doppelganger was in front, and he was behind. After another 10 days, he finally arrived in front of the pink finger bone. Wang Xian immediately stopped in his tracks and looked ahead. The dark ghost doppelganger had also stopped. That pink finger bone's condition shouldn't be any different from an injured one. I can see if I can seal it. Wang Xian murmured as he ordered the dark ghost doppelganger to take the 5 elements grindstone to the left. 10 minutes later, the dark ghost doppelganger and the 5 elements grindstone arrived behind the pink finger bone. According to the information from the enemy seeking through void, the pink finger bone was in the center. As long as I can catch it, it'll be a great harvest. Wang Xian's eyes flickered with radiance. He began to approach slowly while concealing his figure. Opposite him, the dark ghost doppelganger was also approaching. Swoosh! When Wang Xian was close to the finger bone, it seemed to have sensed it and immediately flew away from Wang Xian. That was where the dark ghost doppelganger and the 5 elements grindstone were. Alright. Wang Xian sensed it and no longer concealed himself. He hastened his speed. Rumble, rumble, rumble. He flew over quickly, while the dark ghost doppelganger and the 5 elements grindstone concealed themselves, waiting for the pink finger bone to rush over. Bam! When he arrived at the attack range of the dark ghost doppelganger and the pink finger bone, a terrifying attack erupted. Chapter 3473. Rumble. The 5 elements grindstone and dark ghost doppelganger launched their attacks. That terrifying attack completely engulfed the pink finger bone. The sudden attack and the terrifying power of the attack all landed on the pink finger bone. Arg! The pink finger bone was sent flying backwards, emitting an incomparably intense and miserable shriek. Wang Xian was overjoyed when he saw it. His palm turned into the Radiance Divine Dragon's claw and grabbed towards it. No, the pink finger bone sensed something and let out a despairing and violent roar. Caw-caw! Wang Xian grabbed it tightly and revealed a faint smile on his face. After spending so much effort, he had finally caught this pink finger bone. It wasn't easy. This pink finger bone was worth a fortune. This trip to the Abyss Ancient Vault Pool was a huge win. Boom! Waves of energy obliterated the soul of the pink finger bone. Wang Xian was also curious about it. A small finger bone was able to contain such a terrifying amount of energy. The owner of this finger bone was definitely a universe ruler realm existence. I wonder if it belonged to the same owner as the pink palm. Wang Xian murmured. He looked around and decided to leave this place. This was an extremely dangerous place. If he were to encounter an attack from a third-order universe Lord Devil Skeleton, it wouldn't be worth it. Moving his body, Wang Xian was prepared to fly upwards and reach the ground. Boom! Just as Wang Xian was about to leave, waves of majestic energy suddenly rushed in his direction. This caused him to be slightly taken aback, and he turned his head in surprise. This is... When Wang Xian looked over, he was taken aback. A skull was flying towards him. Moreover, this skull was pink in color, somewhat similar to the pink finger bones and palm that he had obtained. The aura contained within the skull was equivalent to a second-order universe sovereign realm expert. No, it's a third-order universe lord. It's heavily injured. At this time, Wang Xian sensed something was amiss. This pink skull was unusually weak. It should have suffered a heavy injury. What kind of expert would be able to injure someone of this level? Lock onto it, don't let it escape. At this time, a voice came from behind. He looked over and saw 4 figures flying over. The one in the lead was a skeleton. This skeleton was also very special. She had a pink chest, and the rest of her body was no different from an ordinary skeleton. However, Wang Xian's gaze immediately fell on the top of her head. Above her head, there was a skeletal hand resting on her head. This hand exuded an energy that made Wang Xian's heart palpitate. There's an expert up ahead. Don't look at that skull. At this time, the 4 figures noticed Wang Xian in front of them and reminded him loudly. Wang Xian was taken aback. At this moment, the pupils of the skull that was flying in his direction suddenly emitted a blood-red glow. Its eyes were like a sea of blood, containing another world. Wang Xian felt as though he had been pulled into an unfamiliar world. Not good. The voices of the 4 people came from the front. Buzz. Courting death. However, at this instant, Wang Xian's mind cleared up. With a flick of his palm, he injected the power of the 5 elements into the 5 elements grindstone and smashed it towards the pink skull. Rumble. Wang Xian's sudden awakening obviously caught the pink skull by surprise, and it was smashed heavily. The entire skull was sent flying backwards. This is an expert. Thank you for your help. The demonic claw from the previous era. Traversing through time and space. Capture. In the rear, the 4 skeleton powerhouses shouted. The skull in the middle with a pink chest stopped in its tracks, and let out a low cry. The claws on the top of its head emitted a glow. In the next instant, claws emerged from around the pink skull, grabbing towards it. The claws contained a terrifying might as they gripped tightly onto Lin Fan. What kind of creepy technique is this? No, this is an innate cardinal treasure. It's definitely an innate cardinal treasure. Wang Xian looked over, and his eyes narrowed. This was the second time he saw an innate cardinal treasure. The first time was when he saw Archangel Gabriel's terrifying innate cardinal treasure, which could sever the skull directly. As for this innate cardinal treasure, it could directly extend its demonic claws into the void to attack. All of them were exceptionally terrifying. Moreover, based on his senses, the 4 skeletons in front of him were all second-order universe sovereigns. Despite their strength, they could severely injure and even suppress a third-order universe sovereign skeleton. It should be because of that innate cardinal treasure. Die die die. The pink skull roared savagely, and the sea of blood in its eyes rumbled continuously. But in the next instant the demonic claws disappeared, and the pink skull followed. Following which, the pink skull appeared in front of the skeleton with a pink skull on its chest. The skeleton fire in her eyes flickered, filled with excitement and surprise. She immediately put it away. Thank you for your help, friend. Ling Honggu is eternally grateful. The skeleton with the innate cardinal treasure looked at Wang Xian and thanked him. Ling Honggu? Spirit Demon Clan? When Wang Xian heard her announcing her name, he was surprised. You're welcome. It was just a coincidence. Wang Xian shook his head, and couldn't help but look at her chest. The energy there was the same as the pink skull and finger bones that he had obtained. Judging from your attack, you should be from the divine dragon lineage, right? The ancestral dragon lineage? Ling Honggu looked at Wang Xian and asked curiously. No, I belong to the Dragon Palace. Wang Xian shook his head. Dragon Palace? Ling Honggu was puzzled. The skeleton beside her knew a little, and transmitted a message to her. Friend from the Dragon Palace, the battle in the Devil Cave City should have been between the Divine Dragon Lineage and the 100 Cities Alliance, right? The skeleton on the right asked. Yes. Wang Xian didn't hide anything. It was normal for the Spirit Demon Clan to know about the battle in the Devil Cave City. After all, this was their territory. Oh, then be careful, friend. If you have nothing to do, you can come to our Spirit Demon Clan as a guest. Don't worry, we have no relations with the 100 Cities Alliance or the Divine Dragon Lineage. Moreover, the Skeleton Clan and the Angel Clan aren't on good terms. Ling Honggu invited him. Sure. Wang Xian hesitated for a moment. Seeing that they didn't have any ill intentions, he nodded. He was very curious about the pink skull. It should know something. Wang Xian wanted to know more about it. Chapter 3474. We have a teleportation item here. If you trust it, you can crush it. In the abyssal dried bones pool, Ling Honggu handed him a skeleton compass. Wang Xian took a look at it. It was a teleportation item. He smiled and nodded. Then his figure moved and he slowly disappeared. Ling Honggu chuckled and then disappeared. When Wang Xian regained his vision, he was already in a huge skeleton building in the inner region of the Spirit Demon tribe. Below him was a huge array. Ling Honggu and the rest appeared beside Wang Xian. To Wang Xian's surprise, Ling Honggu was no longer in the form of a skeleton. Instead, she was a beautiful woman. What's the name of our friend from the Dragon Palace? Ling Honggu asked Wang Xian with a smile. Wang Xian. Wang Xian reported his name and cupped his fists with a smile. Oh yes, Miss Ling Honggu. Why was the devil skeleton that you guys were chasing just now pink? I felt that there were 2 types of elemental energy in its body. Wang Xian asked. This was the main reason why he followed Wang Xian here this time. Young Master Wang Xian, you're a guest. Let's find a place to sit down. I'll answer your questions, Ling Honggu said with a smile as she gestured to the three people beside her. The three of them chuckled and left. All right. Thank you, Miss Ling Honggu, said Wang Xian with a smile. You're welcome. If it weren't for you, the devil skeleton might have escaped. I should be the one thanking you. If young Master Wang Xian needs any help in the future, feel free to look for me. Ling Honggu smiled as she let him out. This was the core region of the spirit demon tribe. Those who weren't from the spirit demon tribe were forbidden from entering. Huh? What's going on? His figure suddenly disappeared. Where is he now? That direction. Just as Wang Xian followed Ling Honggu into the inner region of the spirit demon tribe, 5 figures were standing above the abyssal dried bones pool. Red Eye stared at the eye in his hand. The huge eye on his head was glowing as he spoke. It should be a teleportation item. Lord Divine Dragon's son, the devil dragon from the Dragon Palace, is in that direction. Red Eye pointed to a spot and said to a skinny but extremely handsome middle-aged light divine dragon beside him, "Come on, let's go over and kill him." The middle-aged light divine dragon was the son of the sacred dragon king of the sacred dragon bloodline. He was also the most outstanding son, the sacred dragon son. Sun Shenglong stared in that direction and said faintly, "It's Lord Holy Dragon's son." Red Eye immediately responded and led the way. "Lord Holy Dragon's son, that direction seems to be the spirit demon race. The spirit demon race is not weak." A light divine dragon looked ahead and said, "Give them a heads up. They won't dare to protect the enemies that our sacred dragon bloodline wants to kill." Sun Shenglong said indifferently. The few light divine dragons nodded slightly. In terms of overall strength, the spirit demon tribe was still slightly inferior to the sacred dragon bloodline. 4 light divine dragons and 1 expert of the 100 Cities Alliance traversed the skies above the spirit demon tribe. Their powerful auras did not hold back at all. "Your Highness." On a spirit demon's gigantic bony claw. This claw stood tall on the ground. It was hundreds of thousands of meters tall, and it was extremely huge. Such a gigantic claw must have been an expert at the Universe Lord realm when it was alive. Ling Honggu flew over with Wang Xian on the tallest claw in the center. An expert from the spirit demon tribe immediately bowed respectfully. "Prepare a sumptuous meal for our guest and serve it up as soon as possible," Ling Honggu ordered. "Yes, Your Highness." The expert from the spirit demon tribe immediately responded respectfully. "Oh, I didn't expect you to be the princess of the spirit demon tribe." Wang Xian's eyes were filled with astonishment. He had thought that the other party was just an expert from the spirit demon tribe. He did not expect her to be a princess. The spirit demon tribe belonged to the skeleton tribe. The skeleton tribe was similar to the divine dragon tribe in the past. The skeleton tribe was not a whole tribe. They were divided into skeleton kings. Every skeleton sovereign king possessed the universe ruler realm. The king was the king of the tribe. Below him were the princes, princesses, and generals. The status of a princess was very high in the skeleton tribe, especially when Ling Honggu had the combat strength of a second-order universe lord. This strength was considered top-notch in the spirit demon tribe. It's just the identity of a princess. In the chaotic continent, everything depends on one's own strength. Ling Honggu smiled. With a wave of his hand, he took out the pink skull. "If I'm not wrong, this pink skull has the combat strength of a third-order universe lord." "Princess Ling Honggu, the 4 of you were able to injure it severely. Impressive." Wang Xian looked over and sized it up. "That's because it had just broken through and I had the clan's treasure. That's why I was able to injure it." Ling Honggu smiled and introduced. "This skull is known as the pink skull in our city. According to my father, the owner of this pink skull was at least a 6th-order universe lord when she was alive. Furthermore, the owner of this skull had an extremely terrifying body. Right now, in the entire land of Devil Bones, there is only one known pink skeleton corpse, but her corpse has already been scattered into many parts. Now I have obtained the location of her chest and head." Wang Xian nodded. "Princess Ling Honggu, can you transfer the parts of the pink skull to yourself? I'm a special case. When I was young, I almost died because of a disaster." In order to save me, my mother used a powerful treasure to fuse this pink skeleton's chest into my body, allowing me to escape the disaster. This part of the chest has already completely fused with me. According to my father's speculation, if I can find the other parts, perhaps my strength will greatly increase. Ling Honggu smiled. However, the various parts of the pink skull have gained sentience. Over the past hundreds of millions of years, this is the only part I've obtained. It's also the most important part. The skull might give me a chance to become the skeleton sovereign king. Is that so? Then I wish Princess Ling Honggu good luck in entering the Universe Lord realm. Wang Xian smiled and his eyes flickered. Hee, that's just my wishful thinking. It's too difficult to break through. Moreover, I'm still one realm away. Ling Honggu shook her head. At this moment, the experts from the spirit demon tribe served some food. Young master, try the delicacies of the spirit demon tribe. Ling Honggu smiled and gestured. Thank you. Wang Xian nodded. Chapter 3475. This is a hallucinogenic fruit, a Tier 1 Universe Lord Realm fruit. Eating it will cause hallucinations. Of course, the hallucinations are beneficial. Eating it is a great enjoyment. Ling Honggu introduced as she handed a fruit to Wang Xian with a smile. Oh, such delicacies are rare. Wang Xian was surprised as he commented with a smile. Don't be fooled by how desolate the land of Devil Bones looks. There are many treasures here. Ling Honggu chuckled. Indeed, one can obtain many treasures in the land of Devil Bones. Wang Xian chuckled as he chatted with the princess of the spirit demon race. He had a basic understanding of the pink skull. The body parts of the pink skeletons weren't very useful to other darkness attribute powerhouses. They could only be forged into powerful weapons. But to Ling Honggu, it was indeed a rare treasure. Of course, the body parts of the pink skull were much more valuable than the devil skeletons of the same level. Honggu, you obtained the skull of the pink skull? Just as the two of them were chatting, an old man appeared suddenly. The old man wore a black robe and had a horn on his head. He exuded the aura of a superior. He appeared beside Wang Xian and Ling Honggu abruptly as he spoke happily. Yes, father. This is all thanks to young master Wang Xian. If not for his coincidental appearance, we might not have been able to suppress it. Ling Honggu stood up and spoke to the old man. Her? Spirit Demon King. Wang Xian was taken aback when he saw the old man. He immediately cupped his fist and greeted him. He could sense a palpitating energy from the old man. This was the leader of the spirit demon race, the king of the spirit demon race. Haha, you must be the divine dragon from the Dragon Palace. Thank you for your help. Spirit Demon King chuckled as he spoke to Wang Xian. It's just a coincidence. Wang Xian chuckled. Reporting to the king. There are experts from the Sacred Dragon bloodline and the 100 Cities Alliance flying towards us. We warned them that they have something urgent to attend to. They are very strong. 3 figures flew over from the front. They were in the form of skeletons as they reported to Spirit Demon King. Her. Spirit Demon King was slightly surprised. Wang Xian frowned when he heard the news. Did he catch up again? They should be here to kill me. Since they didn't succeed the last time, there's a high chance they'll send a third-order sovereign realm expert this time, said Wang Xian with a frown. He looked at Ling Honggu and the Spirit Demon King and said, I won't disturb you anymore. I am the Sacred Dragon's son. I have come to kill the enemies of my Sacred Dragon bloodline. I have no intention of offending the Spirit Demon clan. I hope that the Spirit Demon clan can give me some face. At this moment, a voice came from afar. Following that, 4 light divine dragons and red-eyed eyes flew over, emitting powerful light energy. Sun Sheng and the rest did not transform into the form of divine dragons. This was also because they did not want to infuriate the spirit demon race. Spirit demon experts followed them from all directions. However, it was clear that the top powerhouses of the spirit demon tribe had yet to arrive. When the Spirit Demon King saw Shenglong and the rest, he snorted lightly and instantly appeared in the void above. A skeleton throne instantly appeared behind him. He sat there coldly, and his entire body turned into a 5-meter-tall skeleton. A hand grabbed onto his shoulder. On the throne was the skull of a terrifying creature, and it contained an immense might. He stared ahead and the skeleton fire in his eyes flickered continuously. Ha! Spirit Demon King? Sun Shenglong and the rest, who were flying over, could feel the might of the Spirit Demon King on the skeleton throne. They were floating in the void. Lord Sun Shenglong, the demonic dragon from the Dragon Palace is over there. The eye in Red-Eyed Eye's hand sensed something. His huge eye looked over and immediately reported to Sun Shenglong. Sun Shenglong swept his gaze across and locked onto Wang Xian. At this moment, Wang Xian's gaze also landed on Sun Shenglong. When he felt the energy from him, his face turned solemn. A third-order universe sovereign. Indeed. In order to kill him, the sacred dragon bloodline had sent even stronger existences. This must be the Spirit Demon King. Someone from the Dragon Palace killed the experts of our sacred dragon bloodline. We are here to kill them. Spirit Demon King, please make things convenient for us. Sun Shenglong's gaze landed on the Spirit Demon King as he cupped his fists and spoke. Barging into our Spirit Demon race. Are you looking down on us? The Spirit Demon King stared at Sun Shenglong and questioned him coldly. We, the sacred dragon bloodline, had no other choice. The other party killed our experts, so I hope that the Spirit Demon King can give us some face. The Spirit Demon King can expel the other party, and we'll take action ourselves. Our sacred dragon bloodline is also compensating the Spirit Demon race. Sun Shenglong replied with a smile. Father. Ling Honggu frowned slightly and shouted when he heard Sun Shenglong's words. Sacred dragon bloodline, I'll give you 3 seconds. Leave the territory of our spirit demon race within 3 seconds. Otherwise, you can stay here forever. The Spirit Demon King stared at Sun Shenglong and sneered as he warned. Spirit Demon King, are you trying to protect the enemies of our sacred dragon bloodline? We, the sacred dragon bloodline, have no intention to be enemies with you. Sun Shenglong's expression changed slightly as he spoke with a sullen face. The Spirit Demon King sat there quietly. There was no response. Sun Shenglong frowned slightly as he looked at the Spirit Demon King. 3 seconds are up. I'm going to die. However, 3 seconds later, the Spirit Demon King made his move. Towering murderous intent surged forward. Wang. The claw on his shoulder disappeared instantly. In the next moment, it appeared beside Sun Shenglong. Dozens of claws tore at Sun Shenglong directly. What? Sun Shenglong's expression changed drastically when he saw the Spirit Demon King making his move. He had not expected the other party to attack just like that. Moreover, he could feel the threat of death from the dark claws around him. Inborn Cardinal Treasure. Are you really going to be enemies with the sacred dragon bloodline? Sun Shenglong's expression changed drastically as he spat out 2 dragon eyes from his mouth. The dragon eyes formed a halo to resist the horrifying claws of hell. Hey, ignorant fools. Do you think our spirit demon race is afraid of the sacred dragon bloodline? How dare you barge into our spirit demon race? Courting death. The Spirit Demon King revealed a look of disdain. Even if an angel were to come, I would still dare to attack, let alone a group of lackeys like you. Huh. Wang Xian was shocked to see the Spirit Demon King attacking the sacred dragon bloodline directly from the huge skeletal claw. He had not expected the Spirit Demon King to be so ferocious as to use an inborn cardinal treasure to eliminate the other party. He had not expected Sun Shenglong to have an inborn cardinal treasure. He was a third-order universe sovereign realm expert, and he even had a Xiantian treasure with him. He was determined to kill him. Chapter 3476. Double Dragon Eyes, Light Reversal, Dragon Eyes Void. When the sacred dragon son saw the Spirit Demon King's Khanate Cardinal Treasure attack, his expression changed drastically as he roared. The 2 dragon eyes rotated around him. Illusory dragon eyes appeared around him. The 2 dragon eyes seemed to form a special spatial domain. The Khanate Supreme Treasure, the dragon eyes, withstood the attacks of the claws. Spirit Demon Clan, you are provoking us. Sun Shenglong roared with an ugly expression. Haha, provoke. In the future, no one can touch the disciples of the Dragon Palace in the territory of the Spirit Demon Tribe, not even your sacred dragon bloodline. The Spirit Demon King stood up and laughed confidently. He stared at the divine dragon son and said, "You actually brought a primordial cardinal treasure. Haha, I'd like to see whether the divine dragon's eyes or my hell's claw is more powerful. Kill." As he spoke, he let out a low roar, and waves of dark energy surged towards the claws of hell. Ka. In the next instant, even more claws appeared in the void. Those densely packed claws seemed to have a life of their own as they clawed towards Sun Shenglong and the others. When Sun Shenglong saw this scene, his expression changed drastically. "Saint Dragon Eyes, let's go." Sun Shenglong's expression was abnormally ugly. He waved his hand and the surrounding dragon eyes slowly overlapped, forming an incomparably powerful dragon eye defense. He roared at the light divine dragon and red eye. Their expressions were somewhat unsightly, but they did not dare to stay any longer and directly disappeared. Since the spirit demon race had clashed with the spirit demon king, it was very likely that more third-order sovereigns would come over. At that time, it would be difficult for them to escape even if they had Khanate cardinal treasures. Looking at the confrontation in the sky, Wang Xian was shocked. At the same time, he felt slightly grateful to the spirit demon king. He had helped Ling Honggu capture the pink skull. However, Ling Honggu had helped him fend off the divine dragon son, and even offered to protect him. This made him feel warm inside. The spirit demons were one of the few friends he had. Princess Ling Honggu, many thanks to Lord Spirit Demon King for protecting her. Many thanks. Wang Xian cupped his fist at Ling Honggu and expressed his gratitude. "There's no need. You helped me, so it's normal for me to help you, isn't it? This is a cause and effect relationship." Ling Honggu smiled at him. "Humph. Someone from the sacred dragon bloodline dares to barge into our spirit demon race and act so arrogantly? If they don't have Khanate cardinal treasures, I'll kill them all." At this moment, the spirit demon king flew over and transformed into an old man. "Thank you, spirit demon king, for your help." Wang Xian thanked the spirit demon king with a smile. "Haha, it's no big deal." Just like what Honggu said, everything has its consequences. From now on, no one will dare to touch you in the territory of the spirit demon tribe. The spirit demon king laughed and said nonchalantly, "The holy dragon bloodline is very strong, and they also have the angel race behind them," said Wang Xian. "Haha, little brother, don't worry. They have a backer, but so do we. Don't worry, the sacred dragon bloodline won't dare to do anything." The spirit demon king smiled and did not care at all. Wang Xian chuckled. Rumor had it that the spirit demon tribe had the backing of the skeletal sovereign. It seemed like it was true. This was also the trump card that allowed the spirit demon king to not be afraid of the holy dragon bloodline. "Thank you, spirit demon king. Thank you, Princess Ling Honggu. I happened to obtain some things in the land of devil bones. Princess Ling Honggu should be able to use them." Wang Xian wasn't a petty person since they were so loyal to him. He took out the pink skeleton palm and the pink skeleton finger bone. When Ling Honggu and the spirit demon king saw the pink palm and finger bone, they were taken aback and their eyes lit up. This is the pink skeleton palm and finger bone. They have already reached the second-order universe sovereign realm. Young Master Wang Xian, you actually obtained 2 of them? Ling Honggu stared at Wang Xian in shock. "It's a coincidence. I obtained this pink skeleton palm from a skeleton that ambushed me. That skeleton seems to be on the bounty list of the spirit demon tribe. This pink skeleton was suppressed by me in the abyssal dried bones pool," said Wang Xian with a smile. "These pink skeleton palms and finger bones are very precious to me." Ling Honggu's eyes were filled with excitement. "Honggu, after you fuse the pink skeleton with the palm and finger bone, you might even be stronger than father." The spirit demon king also revealed an excited expression. "Yeah." Ling Honggu nodded and looked at Wang Xian. "Thank you, young Master Wang Xian. I will trade 6 second-order universe, sovereign realm devil skeleton corpses with you." As he spoke, he looked at his father. "Sure." The spirit demon king nodded. "The pink skeleton palm and finger bone aren't worth that much in the market." "For it is." Wang Xian shook his head and said. "It's worth 6. These 2 pink skulls are worth 10 of the same level, let alone 6. You don't have to refuse. 6 it is. The Spirit Demon King said. Ling Honggu nodded with a smile. Wang Xian looked at them and nodded his head with a smile. 6 Second Order Universe Sovereign Realm Devil Skeleton corpses weren't enough to upgrade the Tai Chi Dragon Plate. However, these 6 Second Order Universe Sovereign Realm Devil Skeleton corpses were extremely precious to him. If he used them to upgrade the strength of the Dragon Palace, he would be able to produce 6 Second Order Universe Sovereigns. He didn't say anything else as the transaction was completed. Young Master Wang Xian, the 100 Cities Alliance and the Sacred Dragon Bloodline seemed to want to deal with the Dragon Palace. Why don't you come to the land of Devil Bones? They won't dare to act recklessly here. Ling Honggu brought Wang Xian to a hall made of skeletons and said, There's no need. They want to kill us, and we are prepared to kill them. Thank you, Princess Ling Honggu, for your kindness. Wang Xian shook his head. The Dragon Palace had never been afraid of anyone in a battle. When the 8 Devil Shah and the rest took control of the cities, it would be the start of the Dragon Palace's revenge. Over the next few decades, Wang Xian would slowly play with them. He would start with the 100 Cities Alliance. As for the Sacred Dragon Bloodline, Wang Xian would annihilate them sooner or later. Young Master Wang Xian, you must be careful. As long as you are in the land of Devil Bones, you can directly teleport to the Spirit Demon race. Ling Honggu gave him a teleportation item. In that case, I won't stand on ceremony and accept it. I wonder if Princess Ling Honggu has any information about the pink skeleton parts? If you do, I can look for them and sell them to you at a good price. Wang Xian smiled and said, I only know that there are some in the land of blood, but I have no idea where they are. I have searched for hundreds of millions of years, and only managed to suppress one pink skeleton. It won't be easy to find them. Ling Honggu smiled and shook her head. Chapter 3477. Wang Xian was grateful to the Spirit Demon King and Ling Honggu for what they had done. Although Wang Xian had helped them first, the other party's reward was generous enough. They were willing to go against the Sacred Dragon Bloodline and protect his Dragon Palace. This was a huge reward. Moreover, the price they had offered him for the pink skull palms was higher. Wang Xian was prepared to make a trip to the land of blood to see if he could get more pink skull palms. After chatting with Ling Honggu for a while, Wang Xian left. This time, Ling Honggu gave him a more detailed set of information. More detailed information about the land of blood. It included some of the dangers in the land of blood. It was more detailed than what he had gotten from the Spirit Demon tribe. Wang Xian flew out from the Spirit Demon tribe and arrived at the land of blood 10 days later. This was a blood-red ground. There were no skeletons here, only endless blood. However, the blood had lost its energy. There were devil skeletons in it, looking for some essence blood with energy. These essence blood were usually extremely precious treasures. Some could even raise the cultivation level of a living being. The ground of the land of blood was soft, and one could drill into it directly. Wang Xian came to the sky above the land of blood and looked down. The entire sky above the land of blood was filled with a blood-red mist. Even after billions of years, the air was still filled with the stench of blood. Wang Xian looked down and flew over directly. Bam! The land of blood was unusually soft. Wang Xian drilled into it easily and dived down at a terrifying speed. According to Ling Honggu, there were basically no devil skeletons or skeletons in the shallow areas of the land of blood. This was because there would be no essence blood in the shallow areas. Only the deeper areas existed. Therefore, he had to go deeper if he wanted to gain something. After Wang Xian entered, he continued to drill deeper. 20 minutes later, Wang Xian's body suddenly came to a halt as he revealed a shocked expression. At this moment, he was already in the deeper areas of the land of blood. Here he sensed the progenitor tree in his body had some changes. This caused him to be extremely astounded. This was the first time the progenitor tree had such a change. With a thought, he sensed for a moment. Wang. In the next moment, a root of the progenitor tree drilled out from Wang Xian's chest and took root in the land of blood. Wang Xian could vaguely sense a surge of energy entering the roots. What's going on? A look of surprise appeared on his face. What was the reason for the progenitor tree's roots to take root in the blood pool? Absorb energy? With a thought, the water tentacle king appeared in front of him. Dragon King. The king of water tentacles shouted when he saw Wang Xian. Do you understand the current situation? Wang Xian looked at the king of water tentacles and asked. The water tentacle king looked over and carefully sized up the surroundings. Dragon King, is this a dried-up blood pool that has lost its energy? Where is this place? She looked at the progenitor tree and curiously surveyed her surroundings before asking. The blood pool of the land of Devilbone is not very far from the skeleton race. Wang Xian answered. Land of blood? The blood has dried up and the energy has disappeared. Part of it has dissipated into heaven and earth while the other part has integrated with the surroundings. The progenitor tree must have sensed that the nutrients here are more abundant and wants to absorb the energy here. The water tentacle king guessed. Dragon King, when you dive into the deepest part of the blood pool, a part of the energy from the blood has integrated with the ground. This has caused some changes to the ground. Ordinary divine trees and divine grass cannot absorb the energy in the ground. However, as a heavenly Yuan creation realm progenitor tree, it can. Alright. Wang Xian nodded his head. With a swift move he dived deeper. Half an hour later, he arrived at the deepest part of the blood pool. Indeed, when the branch of the progenitor tree reached deep into the ground, Wang Xian could sense red energy flowing into the progenitor tree. Indeed, Wang Xian mumbled to himself. I wonder what changes will happen to the progenitor tree or this branch. The changes to the progenitor tree had disrupted all his plans. Wang Xian sat there and waited quietly. As time passed, the branch of the progenitor tree gradually turned blood red. A month later, Wang Xian discovered a small fruit on the branch. The fruit was small, blood red, and exuded a pure luster. Wang Xian was taken aback as he sized it up carefully. The water tentacle king was also looking at it curiously. In the blink of an eye, a year had passed. The small fruit had grown to the size of a fist. Wang Xian could sense that the fruit was about to ripen. This caused his face to be filled with anticipation. What would the effects of a ripened blood-red fruit be? Wang. On this day, Wang Xian suddenly received news from the Yaqui devilish fiend. When he saw the news, he squinted his eyes and his gaze flickered. The Yaqui devilish fiend had sent news that they had taken control of the bodies of 4 First-Order sovereigns from the 100 Cities Alliance. In other words, they could now destroy the 4 cities of the 100 Cities Alliance. After destroying the Great Marquis City, Eternal Sky City, and the other 2 cities of the 100 Cities Alliance, the number of First-Order sovereigns in the Dragon Palace had reached 7. After that, Wang Xian destroyed 2 more First-Order sovereigns in the Old Star City. Excluding the devouring dragons, the number of First-Order sovereigns in the Dragon Palace had reached 9. These 9 were Sky Formation, the Water Dragon Leader, Roving Demon, Yaqui Devilish Fiend, 2 Venom Horn Dragons and 2 Spike Dragons. The resources that the 4 cities obtained from the Old Star City were mainly used to strengthen the Venom Horn Dragons and Spike Dragons. After a few years, the Yaqui Devilish Fiend and the rest had completely parasitized the First-Order sovereigns in the 4 cities. Once the parasitism was successful, it would be a piece of cake to destroy the cities. Wang Xian replied to them to await further orders. Then he continued to look at the blood-red fruit, waiting for it to ripen. Another month passed, and he suddenly sensed that the fruit had ripened. Wang Xian placed his hand on the fruit, and the progenitor tree sent him a message. Blood refinement fruit. Can refine the bloodline and guide the strongest bloodline in the body. When this information was transmitted to Wang Xian's mind, he was taken aback for a moment. Gradually, his eyes beamed with fervor. The fruit of blood refinement was a very ordinary name. However, the effects of the fruit of blood refinement shocked Wang Xian. Refine the bloodline and guide the strongest bloodline in the body. What did this mean? This meant that as long as the flood dragon devoured it, it would have a chance to evolve into a pure-blooded divine dragon, a true divine dragon. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.